Welcome to another drawing session here on the Tangles and Tunes channel. We're going to be drawing a simple tile today that uses a single tangle pattern. But I'm just starting out by drawing a couple lines, some wavy curved lines here on my tile. And I am using a Renaissance or brown or tan tile today, just in case it looks a little different than what you're used to seeing. And I've just drawn these couple guidelines here, and now I'm going to follow those lines with a tangle pattern called JUD. And we're going to draw what looks like a number 6. Just like that. And then we're going to draw a reverse of that going in this way. We're going to kind of work our way down around this line or along this line as best we can, given these funny little shapes that we're creating, these little number 6s or number 9s, whatever you want to think of that as. And we're just reversing the initial curve so that it butts up against the previous one, and we just create these little shapes as we go down along here. You want to probably try to keep them somewhat consistent in their shape or in their size rather, but it's not a critical, mission critical kind of thing. So now once we've got that down, now what we want to do is come up, or we can start and come down, but I'm going to do it this way. And we're just going to complete each of these little shapes like that. Almost, it's whether it looks like a little tulip bud or something like that. That's up to you what you think it looks like. But we just want to do this for all of these little number 6s that we've created. We just want to make that shape complete. And as you can see, I'm turning the tile here a little bit in case it makes it easier for you. You could, of course, do the same. Just following this down, sort of completing this second step for all of our little parts that we've done here. And I'm sorry if that gives you a vertigo watching me spin that back and forth. It's like that. Now the next step that we want to do is to create a little connecting line between each of these shapes. Just sort of draw an aura along this curve that goes on each side, or on that one side there, I guess I should say. It sort of alternates back and forth. This just kind of helps connect these details together. And here we'll bring this down kind of like to a point. On that same side that the little loop is, we want to draw some additional little, almost like little fins or some additional little petals. Again, you can think of these in any way you'd like, but I try to just give you some idea of what that shape might seem to be. So I'm creating, to me it looks kind of like a little fish fin or maybe another petal on a flower. And I'm again alternating back and forth. So I just create a little curve out and I bring it right down. And I'm doing 3 of these. It looks like fits pretty well on each side. But you can do however many fit comfortably to your shape, or however many you are inclined to draw. With all shapes like this, since they're non-representational, it does not matter if you perfectly mirror what I'm doing, or that your shape has the exact details that you see me do. These are just patterns for you to follow. ideas that serve as a springboard for your own art. On some of these that I've made a little smaller, I am going to just leave 2, because that's all I have room for. Here I might even just have room for 1. I can maybe squeeze a second in there, but I don't want to get too carried away with that and trying to squeeze too much into there. Then it would just look a little more cluttery than perhaps I would like. So there. We've got that part done. Now what we want to do is we want to draw a little black line through the center here. And now lastly here, we're going to draw a little, what might be like a stamen on a flower. A little piece that's sticking out here. I'm going to go down this one side. It makes it a little easier so I'm not flipping back and forth constantly. And now I can do on the other side. I'm going to add just some little dots kind of floating out around that stamen there, or as I'm calling it anyway, it doesn't actually have a name. It's just that little piece. And this little bunch of dots isn't part of the original Tangle. It's just something I want to do to embellish my drawing here. And now we can also add an additional little ring around these if we'd like. Again, just another opportunity for some detail here. On the side opposite of my little fins, I'm going to add a little detail line. Just might help when we do some shading to show that we've got a little sense of form or shape here. It just might help with that. So now we've got a completed little piece there, and we're going to complete the same sort of steps on these other 2 lines, but they're just going to be a little bit shorter. Now that I've finished adding those other two branches to the tile here, to our initial tangle, I'm going to add a few minor embellishments using the Tangle Beadlines. This is a very nice and simple and easy to draw tangle pattern. You just draw a wavy line and add some little dots or orbs along the way in whatever pattern you'd like. But I always enjoy it in something like this because it seems to add just a very delicate sense of movement to the tile and to the rest of the drawing. So I think it's a fitting pattern to use here for an embellishment. And then I'm also going to be adding a few orbs here and there, just sort of floating in the background. To be honest, I'm not real sure what my thought was here. I don't know if I was thinking of it being underwater, some kind of an underwater plant, or if I just felt that I needed some additional space to help with layering and three-dimensionality in this drawing. So I'm just adding a few of those, and they'll become more relevant as I shade them, which is what I'm starting to do right here. Now, as I shade these details, I'm just adding a little bit of graphite along that little detail line that we drew on each of these individual shapes. And by just adding a little bit there, once we blend it out, it will help add some shape and form to these individual tangle patterns. I'm also adding some graphite to the bottom side of those orbs and on the locations where they overlap with other shapes, just to help give them a little more three-dimensional form as well. And then we'll continue shading with the other remaining branch there. And of course, then we need to blend. So I try to just blend this graphite to give a sense of tonal difference, and of course that form and shape that I'm always talking about. It just helps make the drawing less flat in its appearance and gives it a little more life and character. I also decided to ink the areas where I had previously just drawn the orid lines to bind the different shapes together. I felt that as I looked at it, it just lacked any contrast, and there was really no other dark portions to this drawing, so I felt that this area, even though it's very small and slender, would still really help to add contrast and drama to this overall tile. And then I'm moving on to adding the final highlights with the white chalk pencil. That's one thing I really love about these Renaissance or tan tiles, is that it lets you use white or chalk outlines like this, or white gel pens, and that really pops and shows up so nicely on that background. So it's something I didn't have to work hard at. It just adds some additional details and really gives the piece kind of a finished look, in my opinion. Well, there we have it, our finished piece for today's session, and I'm so glad that you joined with me. I hope that you had fun drawing along if you did, but until next time, take care now. Bye-bye.